Hey everybody, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Mm.
This time we're ditching the hiking boots
Okay.
and grabbing our paddles to explore the world of kayaking and canoeing.
All right.
Just imagine, gliding across the water surrounded by nature.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be using Kayak Chronicles,
Mm-hmm.
exploring the paddling world as our guide for this journey.
Yeah, it really is the perfect guide, whether you're, already out there paddling all the time or just starting out.
Right.
This book really has something for everyone. You'll discover everything from, picking the right gear
Mm.
to, how to do the basic strokes and maneuvers to planning those bucket list adventures
Yeah.
and, even understanding the impact we have on these waterways we're exploring.
Yeah, for sure. And, speaking of gear,
Yeah.
I was really interested in the section on all the different types of kayaks.
Mm-hmm.
Kayak Chronicles really dives deep into, the different types from those very chill sit-on tops
Yeah.
to those hardcore whitewater designs.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. There were so many options out there.
Yeah, that's what makes paddling so versatile, like picking the perfect hiking boot.
Right.
It all depends on the terrain and the type of experience you're seeking.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine yourself out on the water. What kind of paddling adventure do you see yourself on?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Are you exploring calm lakes and rivers or trying to navigate some crazy rapids?
Yeah, for sure. And they also mentioned something called PFDs.
Oh, yeah,
It's like, what's that?
right.
But then I was like, oh yeah, it's just a life jacket.
Yeah.
I'll admit, at first I kind of skimmed over that part.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, yeah, safety first, I get it.
Right.
But Kayak Chronicles actually goes into detail about, all the different types of PFDs and
Yeah.
which ones are good for what environment.
Mm-hmm.
That was new to me.
Yeah, it's easy to overlook that stuff.
Yeah.
All the details about safety gear, but
Yeah.
all those little things can really make a difference when you're out there. Picking the right PFD isn't just about floating. It's about, being comfortable, being able to move,
Hmm.
and having all the right features for how you're paddling, like a whitewater PFD.
Yeah.
It's going to be way different than one made for just chilling on a lake.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of technology,
Yeah.
that section on GPS-enabled paddles and drone-assisted mapping just blew me away.
I know, right?
It's like straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it's crazy how technology is changing how we paddle.
Right.
Imagine having a GPS built right into your paddle,
Whoa.
guiding you along your route, and even giving you like real-time weather updates.
Oh, wow.
Or using a drone to scout ahead, like spot hazards or just get some footage of your trip.
Yeah.
These tools are not just making paddling more fun, but also safer and, easier for more people to get into.
That's so cool. I never even thought about using a drone for scouting.
Yeah.
So onto the part of Kayak Chronicles that got me really curious, but maybe also a little scared.
Okay.
Paddling techniques and skills.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could probably get the hang of the basic strokes, but they mentioned rolling as an advanced maneuver.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, the thought of intentionally flipping my kayak underwater makes me kind of nervous.
Yeah, rolling is definitely a skill that takes, practice and expertise.
Right.
It's basically the art of getting yourself back upright if you flip,
Oh, yeah.
using a combo of paddle strokes and body movements.
Ah,
But even if you don't want to be like a master roller, understanding these techniques, it gives you like a deeper appreciation for the sport and all the skill involved.
okay.
It's like learning how a dance works, even if you never plan on actually doing it yourself.
Right.
It helps you understand and enjoy it more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like getting that behind the scenes look at how it all works.
Yeah.
And speaking of things that might make you a little nervous, Kayak Chronicles doesn't shy away from talking about, safety and rescue.
Right. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
really interested in that section.
Mm.
It's one thing to, enjoy a peaceful paddle on a nice day,
Yeah,
but what happens when things get rough
exactly.
or the unexpected happens?
Yeah, that's where being prepared and knowing how to rescue yourself, that becomes super important. Like
Right.
imagine you're out there and suddenly you hit a storm
Oh, yeah.
or run into some obstacle you didn't see. If you know what to do,
Yeah.
you can handle it.
It's empowering to know you can handle those challenges.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I'm more of a plan for the best and hope for the best kind of paddler.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Which brings us to the part of Kayak Chronicles that really got me excited about planning some trips.
Oh, yeah. The thrill of exploring new waterways and finding those hidden gems.
Exactly.
Kayak Chronicles has some great suggestions for local spots and even some bucket list adventures.
Hmm.
It got me thinking about my own dream paddling destination.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Where would you go if you could paddle anywhere?
For me, it would be the waters of New Zealand's Fiordland National Park. Just imagine paddling through those towering fjords carved by glaciers
Whoa!
with waterfalls and rainforests all around you.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
It's a place where you can really just immerse yourself in nature.
I've always dreamt of paddling through the cypress swamps of Louisiana.
Oh, wow.
Just picture Spanish moss hanging from the trees, so quiet you can only hear the birds and the sound of your paddle in the water.
That's a great choice. The atmosphere and the wildlife in those swamps must be amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing how paddling offers so many different experiences for everyone.
for sure. And while we're on the topic of dreaming big, I'm curious about what Kayak Chronicles has to say about industry trends and innovations.
Oh, yeah.
They hinted at some pretty futuristic stuff.
Definitely. We're
Yeah.
seeing a lot more sustainable practices these days with manufacturers using recycled materials and eco-friendly production.
Yeah.
And there's also a growing interest in electric assist kayaks,
Right.
which makes paddling more accessible to people.
I've seen a few of those electric kayaks around. It's amazing how technology is making paddling more inclusive and opening up new possibilities.
Yeah, it's a game changer for sure.
For sure.
Imagine being able to paddle further and explore more without just relying on your own strength.
Right.
It also lets people who might have physical limitations experience the joy of paddling.
I think it's great that paddling is becoming more accessible to everyone. But before we get too carried away with all the gadgets and gizmos, I want to go back to something important that Kayak Chronicles emphasizes: environmental conservation.
Absolutely. As paddlers, we have a responsibility to protect these waterways we love.
Mm-hmm.
The book goes deep into the principles of leave no trace,
Right.
which goes way beyond just taking your trash with you.
I'm familiar with leave no trace from hiking and camping,
hmm
but how does it apply to paddling specifically?
It's all about minimizing our impact on these delicate ecosystems.
Okay.
Think about respecting wildlife, avoiding sensitive areas like nesting grounds, and even being mindful of how much noise we make. Our goal should be to leave the waterways as pristine as we found them so that they're beautiful and healthy for future generations.
That's a powerful message. It's a reminder that we're not just visitors to these places,
Yeah.
we're caretakers.
Exactly. And Kayak Chronicles also highlights the importance of getting involved in the community.
Mhm.
A lot of paddling clubs and organizations are actively involved in conservation efforts,
Right.
from cleaning up rivers to advocating for policy changes.
That's inspiring to see people coming together to protect the places they care about.
Yeah.
It makes me think of a fantastic paddling community right here in our area,
Oh, yeah.
the Motor City Paddle Club.
They're a great example of how paddling can bring people together and encourage environmental stewardship.
Mm-hmm.
They offer guided trips, skills, workshops, and even kayak rentals right here in Chesterfield Township at Weber Paddle Park.
That's right. They're making it so easy for people to get out there and enjoy paddling.
Mm.
And with spring 2025 coming up soon, it's the perfect time to explore Michigan's beautiful waterways.
For sure. Speaking of exploring, any other details from Kayak Chronicles really stick out to you?
You know what I found the discussion about hull designs and how they affect performance? Really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I never realized how much thought goes into shaping a kayak to make it stable, fast, and easy to maneuver.
It's like a whole world of design and innovation.
Yeah.
Every curve and angle is there for a reason to create a craft that moves smoothly through the water.
Right.
And with all the new materials and building techniques, kayaks are becoming lighter, stronger, and more efficient.
It's amazing how much technology and craftsmanship goes into something that seems so simple.
Yeah.
It really makes you appreciate the sport in a new way.
Absolutely. And as we learn more about this world, it's clear that kayaking and canoeing are more than just hobbies.
Right.
They're gateways to adventure exploration and a deep connection with nature.
You know, as we've been talking about all this cool gear and those amazing places,
Yeah.
it hit me that there's something deeper about kayaking and canoeing. Something that Kayak Chronicles touches on: the historical and cultural significance.
Right. That's a really good point. Paddling has been a part of human history for forever, connecting us to these ancient traditions and, the waterways that have shaped civilizations.
Exactly. From indigenous cultures who used canoes for transportation and fishing and trading,
Yeah.
to the early explorers who, navigated uncharted water.
Right. There's a connection there to those who came before us.
It's fascinating to think about how paddling has evolved
Mhm.
from those simple dugout canoes
Yeah.
to the sleek and high-tech kayaks we have today.
It's true. Every time we paddle,
Yeah.
it's like we're carrying a piece of those who paddled before us,
Mm-hmm.
a reminder of our shared history and our connection to the water.
It's like we're paddling through time,
Ah.
carrying those legacies with us.
And as we embrace all this new technology and innovations,
Right.
it's important to honor that heritage and the traditions.
I agree. Kayak Chronicles really emphasizes the importance of, taking care of the environment and paddling responsibly.
For sure. It's not just about having fun.
Right.
It's about making sure these amazing places are around for future generations to enjoy.
And that's where organizations like the Motor City Paddle Club come in.
Yeah, they're doing great work.
They're not only getting people excited about paddling, but also teaching them how to respect and care for the environment.
Exactly. Their dedication to sustainable paddling and community involvement is really impressive.
For anyone listening who's curious about kayaking and canoeing, I highly recommend checking them out.
Yeah, they're a great resource.
They have everything you need to get started: rentals, guided trips, lessons, and community events.
And with their location at Weber Paddle Park in Chesterfield Township, Michigan, getting out on the water is super convenient.
Spring 2025 is coming up fast.
Mm.
What better time to start your own paddling adventure?
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of kayaking and canoeing, I want to leave you with one last thought. Remember, every time you push off from the shore, you're not just starting a physical journey, you're entering a world of history, tradition, and endless possibilities.
Embrace the journey, enjoy the experience, and let the spirit of paddling guide you.
That's beautifully said. And until next time, happy paddling, everyone.
Happy paddling.